Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Synthwave Hangout. New day, same time. I posted in one of the chats, same shenanigans, which is hopefully true. And I'm Memory Design, as you know.
And I am Woren from Windows, from Dominic.
From Dominic. And I have to say, I am blown away by the fact that so many people have returned on a Saturday. I was very worried that we might get to this point where...
Guys, you really
right. No, it's like some people had this kind of baked into their Tuesday work routine, right, where they would have it on in the background at work. And I was like, I don't know.
They were definitely baked.
Right.
That's right.
I was like, I don't know, man. The Saturday might be a hard sell, and maybe it is, right? But it's for Europe, it's like 4 to 7 o'clock, depending on where you
just
are.
throw your kids in the backyard,
right.
Tell them to stay away,
right? Exactly.
And then do your thing.
Right. Yeah. Dom and I were just talking about the challenges we're facing having kids and doing this on a Saturday, and it's like some of and Dom and I have talked about this before, where like my studio has French doors on it, and outside of those French doors it's kind of like a living room, and so now it's gonna be like my daughter looking through the window at me while we're doing the song,
like hands slowly like screeching down the thing, like
right, or like her face is like the Jack Nicholson nodding, like
meme nodding at you
time.
like, yes, I'm going to talk to you when it starts.
Right. It's like, Dad, I'm gonna wait until you start talking, and then I'm gonna have an incredible emergency that you only can handle, right? So that's
Dad, the Barbie. It's in the thing. It's trapped. You're like, what happened? Well, I took the Barbie and then I stuffed it in the corner of the couch.
Right.
And then like I jumped on it, and then you're like, okay, and.
Right. Or you're gonna look outside and there's just gonna be like this huge flicker of flames, but you can't see it because it's like past the wall, and you're like, is that a light? What is that?
Yeah, right. Or she comes up, just slaps the wall, like the window, and it's like a note, like, you know what I mean, like attached to it. It's like in like your face,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like an arrow pointing at it, and you're like, what does this mean?
Right. Or it's a note that says like, I can see dead people or something like that. And you're like, I can't process this right now.
This is perfect. We'll talk about this after the show.
Right. We'll talk about this after the show. So this was originally we had this kind of.
I missed you, buddy. I hope you had a good week.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry I didn't cut you off.
No, it's okay. I miss you too. It felt like a month. Normally we get together every Tuesday for this, and that extra week waiting until this Saturday seemed crazy to me.
It hurt. You know what I mean? Like my insides were hurting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it definitely. It's funny how you get into that routine of. Every Tuesday, it's like Monday night, I'd be putting the playlist together, and I remember like Monday night, I was like, like something seems wrong. I'm forgetting something. Like it felt off.
Touched to me on like a Tuesday, standing in the corner of like a room in my house, like just staring at the wall.
Right, you're broadcasting. You're like doing a whole show, and then like the camera pans down and nothing's plugged in. It's just like dangling wires.
Yeah, it's just me talking to myself, pretending that
Right, exactly. That's how it felt. So I'm glad we're back, but so it's funny, as of last night the trajectory of the show changed a little bit, and we have kind of not like a special guest, more like a third hangout person that we're gonna talk to for a bit. And,
a third wheel, if you will.
A third wheel, right? The third wheel podcast. We're gonna have to tell VHS Streams he's kicked out, and we're replacing him with somebody new. But
That's fine.
I figured because it's us and it's the Synthwave Hangout, we should do this live on the show. So if there's any problems, everybody can witness it, like a massive, the
meltdown that I'm about to have. Right.
Like those videos of like the boat that isn't stopping coming to the shore, and then like everyone's waving and then everyone's running frantically away from the shore as the boat crashes into the dock.
like, hold on. Hey, I need my crying blanket.
Right. That's the goal. Today. So. Anyways, let's. Can you close this group? Can you close this chat we're in now? And
you're gonna hang up on you? Gladly.
No, I have to do it because you're not friends.
No. I can. I think we are. Did he make a new one? Is that why?
I don't know. I'll do it real quick.
All right, stop. No, listen. Do you see at the top right there where there's like a little 2 people and there's a plus sign?
Oh, I can just add it.
You just click that and then you add the person and then it starts a whole new thing.
All right, let's see if we can. All right, you're here.
He did it.
I did it. I can't see the chat if anyone's talking, so apologies.
You know what's awesome is when you hit buttons sometimes, right?
Right.
And then, you find out what happens. That's all. You know, certain buttons do certain things.
Right. Hey, are you there?
Are you pressing my buttons?
There he is.
Bruh. What's up?
Hey, bruh. Hey, what's up? We have a last minute edition. We got Bending Grid with us today. How are you doing, man?
Bending Grid. What's going on?
Bending Grid, right? Yeah, I was saying that we got to have more of like a real established hangout at some point where this is all planned out. But you know, we've been friends now for over a year. I figured we could handle a quick impromptu thing at the last second, and I'm glad to have you on I'm glad to have you on because you got this new album coming out, and you know, it just seemed like the right time, especially with the switch to Saturday.
For sure.
Welcome to the Wacky Saturday show with Dave and Dom.
Right, exactly.
Wacky Submission Saturday.
Yeah, Wacky
Here we
Submission
go.
Saturday.
Here we are now. We're going to be doing some shows together.
So normally I would go over this with like random guests that we'll have or whatnot, but we've done nothing. We've done no prep on this. So me and Tristan were like frantically texting back and forth, you know, about this.
We literally never prep any of this. I just want to let you know right now, the Dave does 99% of the prep. I show up and then I just try to throw as many wrenches into the spokes as I possibly can.
Right. Well, I do.
On the fly.
Right, I do prep for it, and I do pre-calls with guests and stuff like that. But you know, I
don't. I just make a promo, you know, very half-heartedly, and then throw it out there, and then I hop in, and then I just like I'm just throwing wrenches. That's what I do.
Right.
And long sticks. You know, I'm just like throw them in there.
So Tristan, one thing I can say about you is that you really have, and Dom and I were just talking about this before, you really have an excellent grind when you release something. You know, like very inspirational for me, as you know, like the promos and all the ideas and all the different things that you do when you have a new album coming out. So I just want to publicly state that I appreciate that about you.
Oh, thanks, man. That's just hyper focus and balls to the wall promo, man.
Yeah, and we're gonna play some of your stuff. Not this set that's coming up next, but the set after that. But just, you know, while we have a moment here, do you want to plug your new release and talk about it a little bit before we move on to like the next music block?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. So, Parallax is like my double album, 20 tracks of vocal synthwave, and I decided to re-release it like a year later with physical. So I got like CD, double LP, and so it has all the original core album plus, was it like 12 bonus tracks? Yeah, 12 bonus tracks.
It's a massive album.
Hey, hold on. Is bonus 1 or 2 words?
What? Oh, is this a Dom joke?
Yes.
Oh man, we didn't pre-warn him about this.
He said bonus tracks, and I said, is bonus 1 or 2 words?
All right, ignore him. Go on.
It could be 2. Depends how desperate you are.
Yes.
There you go. So yeah, 32 tracks, and like everybody under the sun is on this album too. Like people that you would never even expect, in my opinion, anyways. I mean, excellent, but it's the double vinyl you were saying, and the CD has even more stuff on it, right? It's a double CD as well.
Yeah, the double CD's got the core album and the bonus tracks, and the LP, well, 2 LPs will fit the core album, so wasn't going to change it to a third just to fit the bonus tracks on there. It's just too much.
Oh, no, could you imagine? I mean, I would buy it, because, I mean, a triple vinyl, I mean, I'm in heaven, right? that I'd be like, can you sign every label for me? And then like spray your cologne on it or something and then send it back to me.
I don't know. That might be a little step too far there.
No, I know. But one thing that I appreciate about you, though, is that you're a kind of insane vinyl collector like me, like a synthwave collector. And so I think I could maybe ask you for any fandom stuff, and you'd be like, I'll consider it. We'll see.
Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll put some Bending Grid Musk on there. You know,
yeah,
just for you.
Right. There you go. I appreciate that. So anyways, Dom, we have you want to talk a little bit about that image on the screen?
That's my latest victim. So this is what happens when I find out that 90% of your music is AI or loops. I cut off your head and then I spin it in a circle.
And then we put it on a thing. No, to talk for real, because we have a song
actually,
coming up
it's
from
actually
it.
It's actually an image. The image itself is actually from my upcoming album next week, my debut Windows album.
And we're going to play a song. The first song in this next block is from that album, actually. So I wanted to make sure we talked about it. But one thing I love that you've been getting more into is making all of this stuff in Blender, like by hand. And
yes.
that is incredible to me. I mean, the artwork that you're pumping out without using, AI or any taking other people's work and, mashing it up and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the stuff you're pumping out is incredible.
I appreciate that. But I Burning Chrome Art is the one, who actually did my album cover.
Oh, okay. So give him the props.
Give him the props. That was not me. The spinning head was also Burning Chrome Art. Okay, just remember that. Go to his Instagram, follow. Does really good work.
Yeah, no, I agree. I know who you're talking about too, and that is a fantastic. He does fantastic work. But
yes.
So, anyways, unless you guys got anything else to add, let's move on to the next block. Starting off with one of the Windows songs, and Tristan, just mute your mic during this part,
let's do it.
And then I will. I'll make it obvious when we come back. This is one of the things we would have talked about before, if this wasn't so last minute. So, all right, here we go.
Windows guy.
the World Trade Center bound E train. The next stop is 34th Street and Station Bay.
Clear of the closing doors, please.
And we're back. And Sam was like, yeah, nice job ruining the vaporwave block there. And hey, I'd rather ruin it with one of his songs than anyone else's, right? I just gotta, I really like these remixes he's got going with that, and I actually really like the original one he did with Outrunner as well. So,
you hear that, Sam? If he was gonna ruin a good time with anybody's music,
right, it would be Dream Pocket. No, for real though, I really like that track, and that album. All these things are out right now on RetroSynth through those links. Except the Windows album, which we'll talk about privately later. But the Miami Nights 1984 new album's available, just like on Bending Grid stuff, on like every physical media you can imagine. Records, tapes, CDs, etc.
Let's get physical.
Right. There you go.
Physical.
He's even got. Remember the old. What do we call it? The picture thing where you flick it and then it flick over and then you have like another image when you were a kid.
Yeah, flipbook.
Like he's even got like all that on one of those little discs.
Oh yeah, no, I got the Bending Grid. I got the Bending Grid.
Yeah,
flip
that's
book.
what you need to do. If you want to go full retro, you need to get one of the discs and your own like little camera thing that spins it.
No, what we need to do is start. RetroSynth needs to start putting stuff on 4-minute cylinders for Edison phonographs. Yes. That has to be our next move. Right,
yep. So that, or the old cutouts for the pianos when they play.
The paper rolls, right?
Yeah, the paper roll for the piano. Like, all the tracks have been transposed.
Paper roll and the honky tonk.
Right, exactly. Knowing what I know about you and all the equipment you've had over the years and everything, Tristan, I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, I got a player piano, or I had one at one point, or something like that. But yeah, I've always wanted one of those. The problem with a piano is that it's like one of these things. It's very expensive to buy. It's impossible to get rid of, and it's a nightmare to move. And it like a grand piano, that kind of thing. It's there's very few things in life that are like that. It like loses value almost immediately when you purchase it, because you have to have a very special person that wants to go through all that effort to like buy it and move it from you.
Yes. That is very accurate. Yes, because specifically when you have equipment that heavy, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Like we had an upright piano in our front room growing up, right? And then when you have to like tune it and everything like that. And eventually, when we all left the house, my parents were just like, "All right, we're just gonna pay anything to have somebody remove this for us, because we're never going to use this and that kind of a thing." But
I have an upright piano in my son's room, actually.
In his room?
Yeah, in his room. He's got a piano in there. He can play whenever he likes.
Nice. That's amazing.
I got a Bosendorfer concert grand.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
I got it for free, by the way. I just want to let everyone know that I had to do exactly what Dave was just talking about to get that.
Huge pain, right?
Well, the person we got it from, it was in their basement.
Oh, God.
And they had one of those, like, they didn't have like a straight upstairs, like kind of staircase. They had one that like turned.
Yeah.
So it was like 1 quarter, like 190-degree turn out of nowhere with like, like a little whatever. It had like a, like the where it turned, it was like larger, I guess, a little bit,
right,
and flat. So it wasn't the worst, but we still had, my brother and I had to carry this piano out of the basement of this person's house, get it into a truck, get it to my house, and then get it into the house. It was a lot.
That's not too bad, though.
No, but I mean, when you're just two people, I'm very strong, and I'm not trying to sound like snooty about this or anything, or but like I am very strong.
I'm very strong and beautiful, and it was very easy.
Literally,
for me.
Almost broke. No, I'm very ogreish. Don't mind. Don't listen to anybody. I'm big and ogreish.
You freaking ogre.
Me lift piano.
Right.
Me put it in house.
Right. You just lifted it up under your arm and walked up the stairs. Is what you're saying to everyone?
Right. I was like, I got it. Don't worry.
Right. Yeah. How did you move that piano, Tristan? Just by yourself?
Me and a buddy from work. Because I just moved house. Right. Up to the 3rd floor. So yeah, lots of stairs.
I was going to say that. What a nightmare that must have been. Oh,
it's all set up.
Yeah, I just realized that Maya just asked in the chat, who's the 3rd person talking? Yeah, we've added a 3rd. It wouldn't be a co-host, right? It would be a 3rd host to the show kind of last minute. And we have Tristan from Bending Grid with us today. Just hopping on and
Hi,
hanging
Maya.
out.
What's going on?
This is not an official interview hangout. Like, that's why it's not like labeled. And we'll have to do another one that's like all set up properly. But
I mean, I'm excited. I'm happy you're here with us. You know, I love the impromptu little jump in stuff.
well,
I snuck in the back door.
the thing is,
Right.
though, like forever, you were in the chat and you're like, all right, guys, I'm at work. Hold on, I'm on my phone. I can't listen. You know, you're like just hanging out for fun. You know, half listening if you could at work. And then when we switched to Saturday, I was like, oh my God, I got to see if Tristan can like finally hop on and like, you know, be part of the show. So I'm glad.
I'm here now. So what's up? What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
What's up?
What he came up to the dumpster studio and slid that little slide, that little side thing from the dumpster.
The
you were
lever,
talking about.
the lever that opens up the doors, and we're like, you know, our eyes are all like pupils are all small from the light coming in after so long.
Like, we haven't looked at the sun in forever, and
Right, and he's like an adult producer is here for you guys to talk to, right? Like a real producer.
he opened it. We're wearing like leotards and
Right.
and our hair is very fine and white now. And,
Right. No, it's got to be all thinned out and like half missing. Like,
yeah, it's got to be like why am I blinking right now? Just keep talking.
no,
I
the
can't
best thing about a joke
I'm ruining my own
is
joke
when you're in
because
the
I can't-
middle of it and you're like, hold on, let me look up part of it. Let me
No,
go-
I just broke my brain thinking of a nerd joke.
Oh my God. You must break your brain a lot then.
Hi, that's a pretty
meltdown.
common occurrence, I'd say.
What's funny about I don't know if anybody does streaming, they always say don't look at the concurrent viewer numbers, and because it is always bananas. This show especially, I don't know what's going on with YouTube today, but it'll jump up from like 20 to like, and then it'll go down to like 4, and then it'll pop up to like 17. It's going all over the place.
Well, it's because a bunch of people are seeing it, clicking it, listening to us talk, and they're like, and then they close it.
Oh yeah, right. Well, you know, we got
That's what's happening.
You just hear your voice, Dom, and they're like, "Whoa!"
Obviously, yeah.
they all hopped in during the ogre part, right? And they're like, "What is
Yeah, they're
this?"
like, this is a little grating on the ears. I don't know.
Right, this whole piano podcast I'm listening to is really boring for me, or something like that.
Today I randomly hopped into the show and it said Synthwave Hangout, but all they were talking about was piano.
Was pianos and like records with cologne on them. Very weird. What a strange show I've hopped into. But so let's see. Before we lose everybody in the audience, when I was talking to Tristan last night, and I was like, "Yo, are you free to do this?" We were talking about some of the Bending Grid songs that we could put on to promote this upcoming album, or the release that you just did, rather. And normally, if we have like a pre-established guest, you know, I would tell them in advance, think about some stuff to say about the album or whatever, or, you know, about songs you're picking or whatever. But, you know, we're just doing this kind of off the cuff. So I'd like to go into those 3 songs if it's okay with everybody. But I'm curious if you have anything you want to say about any of these 3 that people might find interesting.
Okay, just go for it.
No, like, do you have anything you want to say about like Hypersleep or Lost in Space or any of these that, you know, before we listen to them, I mean, is there anything that you'd like to share?
They're pretty cool.
Yeah. I asked you to only pick the lame ones, and you refused. You only picked the best songs, and then I realized on this album there's only good songs. So I was out, I guess, at that point.
Hypersleep's like the top song from the album, I guess. You
Yep.
could say that. It's on BBC. And I'm going out with a remix EP of that, which is going to be pretty sweet later on. Maybe.
Oh, cool. That's
And
awesome.
Mr. Marco Morpheus is on there too. He did a remix.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know if he's still in the chat, but
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, we got a Morpheus remix and Bad Dreamers remix and a VHS Dreams remix and
Wow.
Ace Buchanan remix, Outrunner remix. So it's
See,
gonna be pretty rad.
This is what I'm talking about, Dom, right? He's like, yeah, it's got a few people. You may have heard of some of them.
Right.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
you know, just a couple people.
Just
You
a
know
couple
me.
guys that I know.
Outrunner was a hard one though, because he only does instrumentals. So I had to do some serious convincing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like he'll only play on instrumentals, you're saying?
yeah. Well, usually.
Oh, cool.
Well,
I didn't know
not,
that.
That's his
not the
jam.
guitar,
That's
but him
MO.
actually remixing stuff. You know, he prefers instrumentals, but
Yeah, I gotcha.
you know, I sweet talked him into it. So.
Right. Another Cologne record. I know.
Yes.
I'm reading between the lines here on this.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
what we're
everything
seeing.
going.
He signed it 3 times.
Right, he signed it 3 times on the back. Right, it's like how much extra for a heart on that signature, right? So I can look at it and feel real
How
good.
much Musk do you want on there, Dave? I mean, really?
No, I'm talking about how
5
you got
signatures.
Outrunner in is what I'm saying. I am just imagining what it must have been.
Yeah, we're creating a fake and false narrative,
Right.
in order to get a laugh.
I see. I'm here with you.
This is
Way
this is
to
the
make
part.
us explain the joke.
This is the part where he's like reconsidering whether he'd want to come back to do a full interview or not.
Yeah, he's like, it was fine. That was all I needed.
Right, this is all I need. I think he goes back to you go back to listening to the show just like half on mute during work, and you're like, this is better for me. So let's go on to this. Let's go on to this bending grid block. Available on RetroSynth in double vinyl, double CD. Which, by the way, thank you again for including that remix of my track you did on that. That's very cool for me to be connected with that album.
I like that song, so it's good.
Yeah, I really appreciate you doing that. Very fun for me. But yeah, let's listen to these 3, and we'll come back right after.
Let's go.
It's so dark, I feel lost. Where is my own? I forgot to be loved. I'm on my own. All I see is fake lies, fake love, fake desires, fake smiles on to erase my past. Am I fading out? Can't find myself now. I wanna put my feet on the ground. Got to make my way home somehow. I'm drifting through the galaxy. I pray the constellations will guide me back to there I belong.
And we're back. And Dom, you got that golf clap ready for us?
What?
You got the golf clap ready for us? Right on cue, by the way. Perfect as we planned.
What?
Right. Yeah. One of the staples of the bingo card of this show is me asking Dom a question, and he's like dealing with like his kids or the dog or something, and he's like, "What?" There it is. Thank you. We try to be really practiced and polished here on the show at all times, as you can tell. No,
Yeah, we're funny.
Right.
We're so funny.
We're so funny. No,
We're so
Tristan, it's as good every time as the first time for me. So
That's what she said.
Right, exactly.
Hey, there we go.
So what's the plan after this? You said you're doing like the remix stuff, but what are you doing? Like, do you have like a bigger plan for like a new full album coming up at some point?
Yeah, I do. I've got a whole thing figured out.
I bet you do, and I bet you it's figured out
All
like very
Windows
intensely,
collab,
right?
by the way.
It's like all written out and everything.
Not quite, but I've got the general game plan or the outline for the album. Should be good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. And yes, Dom, I heard the all Windows collab joke. By the way,
That's what it is. It's literally 32 tracks
right?
with Windows.
It's got to be 33 because you got to do one more than the most recent one.
No.
Yeah. Sorry, 33 Windows tracks, and
You ruined it. You
they
ruined it.
all have to be like with the slap echo right on the drums, like do
Of course. Just to drive Todd nuts.
right, just to drive Todd nuts, and then your collab is Tristan will put in that like classic bending grid bass over it, and
Right.
it'll just be madness. That is the plan, I think, going forward.
Yep. That's actually the name of the album, actually, is Madness.
Right. And the review will be like, oh man, I love the bass on this album, but what is this other stuff going on in the background? You're like, I don't know, whatever.
It's just my, it's the thing I
We're
do.
here for the bass.
Right. Right. It's just my little thing that I do. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man.
Just do it to annoy Todd. That's all.
Right. Yeah. So Dom, why don't you talk a little bit about when your album is coming out? Because I don't think we did that. We just kind of glazed over it a little bit.
The 10th of this will be next week, next Friday. It's been a year and a half in the works.
Yeah.
Me busting my butt.
And you can't tell. You can't tell at all. Feels like you made it in 5
Right.
minutes. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly.
Go ahead.
That's
Go
what
ahead.
that was the hope. That was the dream.
Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
To make it seem, I wanted it to feel rushed. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
No, but like, it's got 2 tracks with Sleepless Nights on it, which was a really cool little last minute like addition we did, and it was I'm super stoked about these, by the way, and they're really good. And then there's a collab with the infamous Brothers. I heard they're getting back together, by the way.
I don't think so. I think that's been a rumor for years since the 90s, but we'll see.
Yep. And then there's one with the almost famous Power Book.
Yeah. I don't know. That guy has problems too. But you got
Those are bonus tracks.
You got a lot of problematic people, I think, on this. But yeah, I guess people can judge for themselves, I guess, when they listen to it.
I heard that the Brothers guys don't like milk. Can you believe that?
No. Well, that's why they're both so, malnourished and small.
Very true.
Right. And
we recently had them in the dumpster studio.
right in the dumpster studio. We're gonna go on and on with this joke, and no one's gonna know what we're talking about. So maybe we'll save this for next week when the album's
for the
out.
real lore. It's for the real lore lords.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's for people that are down with the Windows ARG. Right.
Right. People that have been listening to us way too long probably get the dumpster joke.
Right. If anybody remembers the 2 Santas riding the iced tea can, then you'll know what we're talking about. And if you don't, wait till Christmas comes around again this year, and you'll see it.
Oh yeah.
But
It's coming back.
and you have a listening party coming up too, right?
Yes, on Wednesday. It'll be noon Eastern, whatever time, EDT. I don't know what it's supposed to stand for. I'm not smart.
Right. So it's noon Eastern. That'll be 11 from East Central, and it'll be in like January for Pashong, right?
Yeah, I think it'll be February 22nd.
Right, for him. Right. So. And your next time zone joke, go ahead.
I don't have another one. I was thinking of something and then I was like, fill in the spot.
No, I did that thing where I read the chat because John Kloppenberg just hopped in, and then I totally lost my place. This is why I try to avoid the chat while I'm talking, and then I end up missing a ton of people because I end up just like losing my train of thought because apparently
you're reading and then you're like,
right. I'm like, oh, we're talking. So anyways.
conversation.
Right.
No, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this, and it's been. I was gonna try to release this back in like July, and then things happened and didn't have the time, and so it's like it got pushed all the way to October. It was supposed to be a summer.
That way, man.
Yeah, it's okay, right? No plan ever survives the battlefield, right?
Yeah, right. I still am haunted by my announcement that my album will be coming out the first quarter of 2025 on a podcast.
coming the third quarter of 2032.
Right. My 10 fans are all very, very disappointed. I've been abandoned by everybody, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. First quarter of 2026 is what I meant, everyone. Okay, I misspoke, obviously.
Coming to all old folks' homes.
Right.
This Saturday.
It'll be right. Only on 4-minute cylinders, though. That is the way to do it. So,
memory design, brand new sheet piano playing thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what it's called.
What was that? They used to record stuff too on wire. I don't know if you know that. Like you could record audio on wire, and then they'd have these wire players where it looked like a spool of wire, and then you could play it back through these special players. That kind of stuff is what we should get into. That's going to be a real hot seller, I think, this Christmas.
You're making me think of the show Metalocalypse. There's an episode where they're recording everything on water, but every time they do it, it like shoots a bunch of radiation and stuff, like toxic stuff into the water. It's ridiculous.
I've never even heard of that. Have you heard of this, Tristan?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Go watch Metalocalypse.
Dark corners of the web.
It's an amazing
Dom is
show.
going into.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, we're gonna have to really consider what you're into right now, Dom. So.
That's fine. It's a really funny episode.
And now that it's
Get some parental
Saturday,
controls on there.
right? Now that it's Saturday, you're really at risk. I could just have Tristan on every week, and we could just hang out.
Yeah, the kids are in full force today, and they've been riling me up.
Right. Well, let's talk about a really hot button issue then, right? I ran your whole album through Suno. I mean, AI stuff, and it came back as Suno 4.5. So
that was probably one of the funniest things, little mini conversations we had with our little 4-person group. Was when we were running our songs through AI stuff, and I was like, "Do me!"
Right,
and then it came back 93% handmade.
Right,
and then like what?
Right. And then, well, yeah, I mean, it's always fun to see, like, if you have a legit track that you made, it's always good to test those AI testers, right?
Yeah.
Because, I've had a song come back as inconclusive before that, is 100% made by myself. And I think it was Dream Pocket had a song come back that detected some AI or something when, if there's anybody that's not using that, it's Sam. So, you
Sam's an Android, So
right.
maybe that's what it is.
Mine to 100% AI though. If you paid attention the first time he did it, I think it was Eric, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, so you never know. So don't accuse anyone.
It looked like 100% AI, and I'm like, knew it. I knew it.
Right. Well, the thing that sucks is you're like, wow, that would have been so much easier than just
It would have been
grinding.
so much faster. It wouldn't have taken me so long to write.
Right. Exactly. But all right. So it's about 11. Let's move on to the next block. We got some real good stuff coming up. Some new stuff from Retro Synth, and then we'll come back after. So we'll see everyone. Talk to everyone again.
And then Dave will finally check his
about
Discord
12 minutes.
message.
Oh, do we got some in here? No.
Don't do it now.
No, I'm not going to quit the show, and it's not going horrible. Don't.
Fine.
Why would you
All
send
right.
me that message?
I actually sent that to. I meant to send that to Nick.
Right, just send that to Nick. Right. All right, everyone. We'll be back in about 12 minutes.
Attention program. You will receive an identity disc. Everything you do or learn will be imprinted on this disc. If you lose your disc or fail to follow commands, you will be subject to immediate de-resolution. Violation. Initiate light cycle battle. Grid is live.
This I can do. Ready?
Victory.
Well, if you're falling asleep, I don't think you're asleep anymore after that. Man, Atlas, every single time, Atlas Neon. Very high energy stuff. I mean, like, I know there's some people that are really into that sound. Like I always joke with...
I barely heard you talking over the music. I just want to let you know.
Oh, you were still listening to the stream.
Yeah. I was listening to the stream and all of a sudden I hear, hey, yeah. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's. I was gonna say, like songs like that. It reminds me of always telling Heartbeat Hero about that because he loves like that energy, that sound. So I'm always like sending him something, being like, "Have you heard this
I
yet?"
love Atlas, dude. I love you, Atlas. I love you.
Yeah, big love for
We all
Atlas.
love you, Atlas.
Big love for
You have
Atlas
some
now,
badass
for
stuff.
sure.
I love his what do you call it? His Instagram like stuff that he does or did. I haven't seen it.
Oh, you're talking about like the green screen stuff where he like puts
Yeah,
himself in the
I
movie?
absolutely love that stuff so damn much.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. That's one thing I really like about retro synth, but also about the community is you meet so many fascinating people with so many skills and talents and different lives and everything. I mean, I love that aspect of it. I don't know about you guys, but like everybody like I grew up with, we're all kind of the same, type of thing.
Well, yeah, shared experience,
Right.
Same relative local neighborhood and everything like that.
And I think for somebody who's my age, in their early 40s, early
Advanced
40s, it's not common that you fall into a whole new group of people, right? That you
No,
meet.
not at all.
It's
Yeah.
very uncommon, I think,
Well-
with like standard, in standard life.
I was gonna say what I think is wild is when you meet people from like across the globe and they have so many similarities.
Oh yeah,
as
for
far
sure.
as like the way they they feel or stuff like that. It's just like I've become very close to a lot of people that I've never physically actually met, and it's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I know some people don't like the social media aspect or chats or stuff like that, but it really does help make connections, and you meet like tons of cool people, and I think that's a big part of promotion as well.
I was gonna say, I think the chats are good. I'm not so sure how I feel about social media. I'm rarely actually like active on social media, but I definitely like chatting with people for sure.
Oh yeah, no, you like chatting it up for sure.
Blowing up my DMs.
Right.
And sending Dave and everybody 2 a.m. memes that I'm laughing at, trying not to wake my wife up in bed.
Right, and it's always it's always just like something where, I mean, it's either hit or miss, right? When you send those, those memes where it's like you talk about two friends where like you guys never open each other's memes you send or something like that, where it's like you just keep sending stuff back and forth, but neither of you ever look at it. That's kind of like how we are, at least.
Right.
It's
the extent of the conversation is the emoji, the laugh or heart, depending on the
right.
the memes.
You've been successful if you get laugh face, and then
if you get laugh face, then you did it. You did it. You found somebody else's funny thing, and you sent it to somebody else.
And you sent it to somebody else. I mean, that's like the height of success, I think.
Yeah. Did you ever meet somebody who gets angry that you used an emoji or sent, like, if you post or like a meme or something, and they're like, I sent that to you. And you're like, okay.
Right.
You didn't make it, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you so upset?
Right, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. And that is funny. People do feel ownership for that kind of stuff. Like, I found this by it being recommended to me.
Yeah, I found that. I sent that to you. You remember? And you're like, okay.
Right.
I probably would have never found it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, all right.
Right, exactly. Oh my God, it's already 11:30. All right. Shoot, I
love that. I love that every week we do this show. You're always astounded that time has moved at the same pace.
It is. I am, because it's like.
Did you see this? A whole minute passed.
No, for real. Because like I time out these playlists, right, and I give time for like chatting and stuff like that, and then I'm always like, oh my God, it's already 11:30.
Yeah, right. No, it does go by quick. It feels like it does. It just,
like
it's
time
funny
blindness,
because
man.
time never moves actually faster. I always I'm always the guy making that joke, like when people are like, yeah, time flies, and I'm like, no, it moves at the same speed.
Right. What'd you say, Tristan?
Time blindness.
Right. I mean, it feels like I think I made this joke before, where it feels like I went up in a spaceship, into like some warp thing, and we come back and everyone is like 2 years older than me, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
that's exactly
what I'm doing this show. So, I don't know. Does anybody have anything else?
You didn't know? You missed it? You're like, what? What did I miss?
Check it. Right. And it's like, you didn't know that there's this new Atlas Neon song, and it's like, oh my God, how many? And it's like 1,000. It's been 2 years.
2 years of him making just awesome track after awesome track.
Amazing tracks. So unless you guys got anything to add, let's move on since we're running out of time. Is everyone good with that?
Go.
All right.
I'm always good. Always.
All right. Here we go. And then we'll be back for our, maybe for our goodbyes. We'll have to see how much time we got. All right. Talk to everyone soon. And we're back, and I love this. For anyone who's not watching this live, the chat is kind of off the rails today during this show, especially recently, though, where everybody is explaining how old they are. I think is really the best way to interpret it.
Now we're at the point where we're actually making fun of like the things that kids say now that we used to say.
Right. Yeah. Oh God, I can only imagine what like our parents thought of stuff we would say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I know exactly what my parents thought of the stuff I used to say. They would be like, "You sound dumb." I'm like, "Okay."
right. You're like, you're not my real mom, right?
Yeah, right.
And you'd be like, yes, I am. What are you talking about?
My kid the other day was like, "Shorty be tripping," and I go, "What?"
Oh gosh. Yeah, my daughter called me bruh the other day, and I'm like,
6'7", 6'7".
I'm like, we're sorry, that made me cough. Yeah, I'm like, we're not doing bruh. Okay, I'm sorry. That is not part of our vernacular. And then I realized that saying it's not part of our vernacular is not the best thing to say. So I'm still working it out here.
It's the part of it, I guess, is just accepting, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I guess this is the way it is.
Right. But I don't think we're quite at, sitting in a rocking chair, shaking our fist at the sky yet. But, we're getting
Yeah,
there.
not yet.
We're
Getting
getting
close.
there. We're getting there.
The shaking fist part, I do that quite a bit. I'm like,
Right.
It's not in a rocking chair.
Just not in the rocking chair yet. Right. That's it. You're not that old yet. I mean, let's go. I mean, maybe Craig is there doing that. We'll see. But he has to
Get off
update
the
us.
lawn.
Right. Yeah. God damn it. When, I
I
don't know
saw
why.
you walk on my grass. Get off my grass.
I don't know why, but whenever Tristan just pops in, I start laughing, and then it makes me have to cough for some reason. And
Well, because you're old. Anytime you have to breathe harder than you normally do.
Right. Anytime it's just over.
Sorry, man. Didn't mean to make you choke.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know why it just struck me as really funny, just out of nowhere. So yeah, it was funny. Like we're talking about stuff going on behind the scenes of like getting stuff for opening programs or whatever, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm setting this up wrong. Maybe my computer isn't fast enough. But like everything is so fragile on this end. I've got like 20 windows open and everything that like I tried to open up a window to get this cover art and like everything just started like freezing, and thank God it ended. So I don't know why. Maybe I need a better
His
computer.
computer is also 25 years old.
Right. I'm using a Macintosh Classic to do all of this streaming. I don't know if anyone knows that.
That's correct.
But I just got a
He
new.
wanted to be very authentic, is what he said.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just upgraded the SCSI cable, and I think my I did get the newer 14.4 modem, so we should be good. And if you don't know what that means, then you're not as old as I am. Hold on, let me put on an additional pair of glasses that I can push
Right.
up.
He's got 3 pairs on already.
I got 3 pairs on, just pushing up. Oh, you don't know about the original classic Macintosh?
This is for what I have to read very fine print.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah, Light Source just said Spectrum ZX. Absolutely. Yeah, I love all the old 8-bit computers, but that is a whole other show in itself, or it could be.
Yeah, that's the podcast that Dave does that no one listens to.
Right. Well, I just need all my friends from like these 8-bit home computers were huge in the UK, like all the different ones, Commodore, Spectrum, that kind of stuff. I could have a show with all of these synthwave people from that area because a lot of them had that experience as
They
a
were
kid.
also pretty heavy, by the way, on top of being huge.
Well, some of them. I mean, it depends. Like, the Spectrum is like the size of a notebook. Oh, see, now we're doing it. Now the podcast has happened. Right. Tristan just quit the labels, and I'm not in for this. That kind of stuff. See, Dom, you always do this to me. You always get
I'm
me
sorry, I
going.
was packing my things.
Right, you're just packing up. But let me see here. Okay, we've got about 20 minutes left. So I a real question though for Bending Grid. When you're, I don't think I asked you this, but when do you think this new album of yours is going to be coming out? Or are you going to do the remix thing first?
Well, the remix thing's coming out first. The album is in progress.
Like I don't know your production speed on this kind of stuff. Do you work for like years on an album or a year? Because I mean,
Well, I've got a little bit of stuff going on right now, but once I'm done with that and in the clear, then it should go pretty quick. I'm thinking a year.
No, that's reasonable. I mean, I take a year and then to produce like a 6-song album or 7-song album. So as long as you're
I'm thinking about
fascinated
10 to 12 tracks probably.
Do you think it's going to be the same?
I already have the album names, Crystalline.
Oh, cool.
And it's going
that.
to transition from like really freaking heavy stuff over to like lighter, like more beautiful kind of stuff, like transition.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. I was going to say, is it going to be similar sound to this one. I mean, I know this isn't your current album isn't all the same sound. You know, it does have a variety all the way through. But I was wondering if you were going to do some sort of movement more towards a softer sound, or is that what you're talking about, like the transition near the end?
No, I mean, it's going to start off heavy and freaking hard, dude, and then it's just going to be transitionary.
Yeah.
You know, so there'll be a little bit of flavors of like really hardcore, like bending grid bass kind of stuff, and then moving over to like, I don't know, other stuff. It's still in the works, so working it out.
All right, real quick, favorite cereal and DAW. Go.
Do what?
Your favorite cereal and the DAW you use.
Favorite cereal.
This is from Craig, by the way. He already answered the DAW question in the chat.
I'm going to the cereal one, but the DAW is Ableton Live. Absolutely.
And what was the cereal question? I mean, answer? Sorry, I was talking over you.
I'm not going to answer the cereal question. There's a lot I like.
Cereal is killer.
Craig has been rejected publicly. He's going to have to recover from that. No, it's so funny. It's so funny to me how everybody.
An all-time favorite would be Frosted Mini Wheats. We'll go there.
Oh,
okay.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, you can never go wrong with that. I mean,
I love that.
That's a great cereal.
Like a controversial topic, though. You know what I mean? He's like, nah. You know what? How I feel about it, not sharing with you.
Right. It's like very personal, right, to some people. But Frosted Mini Wheats is the great cereal to like get kids to finish all their milk, after the cereal is done, because it makes it taste so good. So they did well on that. But I think the number one answer we've got since Craig started asking this question is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I think that is, for some reason, they have cornered the market on people's favorite cereal.
Yeah. Nah. Lucky Charms.
Yeah, right.
Cocoa Puffs. Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weetabix.
Weetabix. Wow. That's one that I haven't heard in a while. Jeez. And
the peanut butter one from Captain Crunch. What is it? No, Reese's Pieces one. That one's good.
I've never had that.
That one is pretty good.
I've never had that ever. You always know it's near the end of the show when we're just going over like cereal preferences or something like that.
You know what is funny about it is that like it's always towards the end of the show that my kids like are like become like unhinged if they're home.
Yeah.
Like it's they've been quiet for too long and they're just like, I can't contain it.
Right. There's just like the door, like from your studio, there's just like light coming under it and it's just like vibrating slowly, right?
The earthquake begins.
Right. A little bit of smoke coming through the crack at the bottom of the door. They're just all there.
Right.
Looking at their watch. The watch is just vibrating also.
But I run through the house with pork chop sandwiches.
What? Is that something I don't get? I don't get that joke.
That is a reference to the old G.I. Joe PSAs that they messed with eventually.
Oh, like yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. Don't forget your sandwiches. That one? Like that kind of stuff?
No, he's like, pork chop sandwiches. And he gets in there and the kitchen's on fire. He's like, what the heck are you guys doing?
God, I remember those. Man, I would download those on like Real Player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There was like body massage machine. Go.
Right. Man, what a great memory you just reminded me of. But, so you wanted
I have a whole bank of useless memories.
Yeah, right. A bunch of memories that can't produce any money and don't impress anyone, right? This is, but I love them all, right? So that's why I appreciate you. I am down with all your stuff. See, Dom's delaying right now because there's something going on in the background. I totally
awkwardness.
know.
Yep, because my kids were like, "Hey, can I have a popsicle?" And I'm like, "Get away from me."
The thing for longtime listeners that you'll always know is when Dom's answer is a quick clip cutoff, like, yep. That's how you know. That's how you know he's in it.
Yeah, that's how you know
right
because like I can't. I have to use push to talk, otherwise, if I don't, you guys will hear like madness happening. The dogs barking. Random, flamethrower, noises or whatever.
Sounds like a tsunami going on, like spinning water, chanting,
like just screaming for no reason whatsoever.
Right, dinosaurs roaring in the background. Yeah, I mean,
definitely dinosaurs roaring because every toy that my son owns that's a dinosaur apparently has to roar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like while I'll be playing, he'll be like smashing the ground, and then while it's happening, you roar.
Right.
the whole time.
Yeah. My daughter had some of those too, and she had these ones where they had sensors on the front, right, and they could talk to each other, and so they would roar, and then they would talk in like this goofy voice. It'd be like roar, and then it'd be like, "Hey, who are you?" And it'd be like, "I don't know."
Like goofy.
Okay, good.
Right, and it's like, I don't know, I'm not with that. She loved it. I was like, dinosaurs actually didn't do that. If you do any amount
I don't
of
know if you
research,
actually knew this, but they're not around now.
right,
Dinosaurs don't talk.
right,
We actually don't even know what they actually look like.
right. Do you
They
know
may have
that?
had like fur or feathers.
Right, I was just about to say, actually, they may have had feathers. Oh man, that's funny.
Or fur, because I don't know if you know this about duck-billed platypuses, but they also lay eggs, but they're mammals.
Right. Wow. Okay, now, unfortunately, we are at the end of the show. We do have to say our goodbyes. We got 10 minutes left, and I got about 15 minutes worth of music. We're going to do one more track off your album, right? Right, Tom?
Yes, this one has not been released. I thought it'd be fun to put on the show for, just for funsies.
And there's no cover art on this because I can't open up my cover art program
It's
without the
just
whole
a- it's
stream
just a
crashing.
cover
So,
art
Too many
for the album.
windows.
yeah, too many
it's fine.
windows. Yeah, Tristan, I got to take like a full size screenshot of this madness and send it to you at some point. I think you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it.
All right, listen, everybody. We really appreciate you coming out on the new show day and for Saturday. We love you all. We really do appreciate the support.
Yes.
And Benny Grid, Dave, I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today.
Yeah, I love you guys too.
just,
And
Remember, everybody,
totally.
be kind to each other, please.
yes, and everybody make sure to check out the special edition of Parallax. Double everything. CD, vinyl, buy both. I would buy the box set.
Get it on
That's
wax.
what you need to get. The box set's the way with the shirt and everything. So Tristan, thanks a lot for hanging out and coming on kind of last minute.
Yeah, man, no problem.
We'll have to figure out some official thing that we can do and officially announce it and everything. But I love the pop in, and I appreciate you.
No problem, no, man.
I appreciate
Fun
you
to
as a
pop in.
friend and everything. So, all right, guys. Thanks to everyone, and we will see everybody next week, same time, same place. And we got 4 songs left, including this Windows one, and it is called "I Am Here." Am I here? I had to read that twice.
That's right.
Okay.
That is right.
Hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. I'll see everyone next week. Later.
Bye.